My friend Graham's got an injection moulding machine, some sort of resin, plastic, not sure, with which he makes highly detailed and extremely accurate small models. But he could do with raising the table of the machine by about an inch, 25mm, just to give him a bit more facility under the injection head. So he has kindly supplied me with a length of 1 inch square steel rod, from which I hope to make 4 raising pieces in accordance with the drawing that he supplied. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but we'll see how we get on. First thing to do, therefore, I'll do one first as a trial, and then if that works I'll then do the other 3 as a sort of semi-production, but just to see, make sure my setup and everything is correct. And the first thing to do, get to the bandsaw, and I'm going to saw off about 32-33mm of this block. The part itself is 30mm long, so I'm just leaving myself a couple of millimetres just for cleaning up purposes, depending on how square the cut is and one thing and another. Okay, piece of 1x1 steel, approximately 34mm long, required finish length 30, so we should have a bit to play with, because the ends will need squaring up a bit after cutting off the bar. I've finished turned one of these raising blocks on one end. I haven't done the other end yet, but I'll do the other ends by hopefully putting this in the 3-jaw chuck and completing it. I've sawed off 3 more pieces of the 1x1 steel, because I've got 3 of these raising blocks to do, 3 more. I don't normally bother, but I've actually made up some soft jaws in the 4-jaw, so that hopefully when I get the block dialed in within a few thou, the rest of them will be about right and won't need a lot of adjustment. Normally I've just used any old scraps of steel under the jaws to protect them, but this time I've made them so they're all the same. Graham hasn't put any tolerances on his drawing, plus or minus, so, you know, I don't know really. Actually, I think I'm misreading this dial. Each large division, 0 to 1, that's 1/1000th of an inch. Each small division is 1/10 of a thousand. So at this setting, this shows this dial reading the maximum run out on this part, which is a touch over 1/1000th of an inch. Like I said, square root of nothing, I'm going to say that's it. You could chase this forever. I've just taken a 5 thou facing cut, 5 thou depth, across the end of this block of steel, and it's cleaned up perfectly, which demonstrates, I think, that my very old reciprocating saw actually cuts a very square face. Impressed really. The other test to how well I've got this block set up in the 4-jaw, just taking a very light cut just to knock the edge off, and to my eye all the edges, the little turned edges, are identical. which would seem to indicate that that block is about in the middle of that 4-jaw as you can get it, which is what I thought anyway. And to cut a long story short, assuming I got my math right, which I might not have done, these are about 7 or 8 thousandths of an inch shorter than this drawing really called for. But I'm not a machining megastar. I'm no Adam Booth or Keith Rucker and the other superstars. I think I'm going to quit on this while I'm ahead. The 4 raising blocks for the injection moulding machine are now turned at one end and drilled, hopefully accurately. So what's got to happen now is I'm going to fit them in a collet or a chuck, I know not what, and face them to length, 25mm according to that, and put the counterbore in, which is a 19mm counterbore in this end. No big 19mm counterbore just here. No big deal, I hope. I have a 19mm collet that looks as if it will do the job. It will fit the Myford. So I think that's the way we'll go about this. Just got to finish the parts for these raising blocks. This is the last turning job on them. Needs a recess at the end, 19.5mm in diameter by 6mm deep. So the first one, or the last one, depending on how you look at things, is done. And there's the hole, and that part's good to go, I hope.